Alrighty, my friends. Even if it's not fully working, I'm going to GG cookie time anyway, because the build's pretty much done. I just got to tweak a few things, I think. Hey, what's up, Pie Boy? Just in time. Just let it run. Needs to build up. Yeah, that's probably the problem. Just being impatient. One thing I can do while I wait this to be done, wait for this to be done, is maybe make the rest of the fuel generators I need. How much fuel? How much rubber we got here? Hey, what's up, Cruel Angel? Good to see you, Pie Boy. How much rubber per fuel generator? 50. Okay. Let me get. Okay, I'm going to take that for now. Let the rubber build up. I'm going to not play with those guys. Let me go back upstairs and make sure the water at least is fixed. The water issue we had. Let's make sure that's fixed. And then I can go make a couple more of these fuel generators and plug them in. Alright, so these guys running at 20%. This guy's running at 100%. You're running at 18%. So I'm just, where was I going to look at? These guys. I want to make sure the water is getting through. Let me check each one of these to make sure that the reason they're not running is, if any of them are not running, it's not because they're not getting water. Let me just check that. You have water. You have water. 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 Might not be getting other things because things are still spinning up, but as long as it's got the water, water should not be something they are not getting. Water should not be something they're not getting. They should all be getting plenty of water. So, yeah, they're not getting the heavy oil residue on all of them, but they are all getting the water. Okay, so I think we fixed the water issue. So I'm going to cover up these pipes again. There. Alright, that cover all those up, and then this guy. Okay, so hopefully these guys are all good for water. Heavy oil residue. How's this valve doing? Is it doing what we want it to do? Yeah, I don't think it's letting any of this fuel flow that way, so this should be excess fuel going this way. Let's go build some extra fuel generators that we can plug in. I should also check. I guess the other thing I'm a little worried about is fuel's not coming in, but that probably means we're just not making enough fuel because the blenders are not working at full capacity. Let's see if things are at least going up. 15,000 megawatts. Gotta keep our factories hydrated. You know it. You know it. Put the lime and the coconut and mix it all up. Yes, totally. That's what we need to do. These guys are, some of them are starting to work. Any of you guys working yet? There is fuel, so why are you red? Did I not plug you in? No connection. Did I forget to plug in this floor? Surely I did. I didn't, and don't call me Shirley. Okay, whoopsie. How did I just bypass this floor completely? Okay, well there you go. Factoid said this. Make sure everything's connected, and I completely did not make sure everything was connected. Apparently completely missed this floor somehow. Factoid called it. This. A little bit of overlapping there, but that's fine. So bad at video games. I am so bad at video games. So bad. It's probably also part of the reason that half of my fuel things are backed up and the other one don't have enough, because I just didn't plug in a bunch of these generators. I don't know how I missed this. I was able to fly around on this floor. Guess I was in range of the other floor power lines or something. Completely missed this floor. Plugged in all the pipes and didn't even do the frickin' power lines. Surprised they show red. They were getting fuel. They should be green if they're not on the grid. Maybe they have to be at least connected to a pole. I think so. It said not on grid. I'm pretty sure that's what it said when I was looking at them. It was not on grid. Here, I'll click on one and see what it says. Yeah, no connection, it says. Has fuel, but no connection, so it's idle. It's water, like out of the toilet. Maybe try giving the blender some Brando. What is Brando? Is that like... Is that like, the thing that gets rid of toilet clogs? Is that what that is? You mean Marlon Brando? Brando is the Gatorade drink from Idiocracy. Oh, okay. I've never seen that movie. Alright, now our power is going to really start shooting up. I need to check all my other floors. Because if there's any other floors not working, it's probably because of a fuel issue, but... somehow I completely missed plugging all these guys in. That's not where I wanted you to be. Got electrolytes. It's got what plants need. Oh, okay. I feel like you made that joke earlier. It must have also been an Idiocracy joke or something. Autosave coming. I'm gonna stop doing anything while it's autosaving so don't crash. I would dig Idiocracy. It's a classic comedy. Okay. Alright, so these guys are all running. What's our power look like now? There we go, it's better. Yeah, it's climbing. It's climbing up to 19,000 megawatts. Very nice. That's what I like to see. Let's go check our other floors, make sure I didn't miss any other power lines or anything. Movie based in America where they bred out intelligence. I feel like I've heard of that. Probably heard people talk about it before, just never watched it. Okay, yeah, this one's going. And this is actually where I wanted to plug in, make the more fuel generators that I could make. So I could make like 4 more or 5 more, I think. This. Okay, so it'd be like this. I need to... Oh, there's a... Oh, the pipe's in the way. I have to remove the pipe. So I can place it and run the pipe through it, but I can't place it while the pipe's already there. Okay, so let me do that. I just deleted a bunch of fuel, sadly, but... There. Okay, there we go. Okay. And of course I ran out of motors. Damn it. Let's see. These 2 guys. 1, 2. Actually, is that right? That is not right. That should be for that guy. And that should be for the next one. Terry Crews is the president in that movie? Nice. Da, 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 da. Terry Crews is hilarious. Alright, let me go downstairs, check my other floors, grab some more motors, see how much rubber we got, so if I see if I can finish up that. Okay, that's look. Oh, why are you all red? Okay, I think this one's red. I think because of fuel, not because of not being plugged in. So I'm pretty sure this is an empty pipe. Yeah, this is an empty pipe. I'm gonna have to figure out why this pipe is not getting the fuel. It's probably because of our blenders. This floor is, this is kind of what I expect to see. Green and then red is it's just not getting enough fuel. Because it should be 600 fuel a minute, but we're just not getting all the fuel yet. Because our blenders are not at full working order for whatever reason. These guys are all running. Okay, got a few yellow ones at the end. Let me go grab motors. Because with the rubber we're creating, I should be able to finish up the final generators I meant to make, which this is actually going to be more generators than I need because I took some of it away, but I want to have them so we're burning any excess fuel and not having anything back up. That's what I don't want to have happen, is I want nothing to back up. Does my game crash every time I kill a spitter or anything since yesterday's update? No. My game did crash earlier because of, I don't know what caused it, but I have had a couple of random crashes, but that specific reason, it didn't happen while I was killing anything or anything like that. There's some of these. I don't need quite so much of this. This right now, I want to have enough room to make what I need to make here. Okay. If you're having that issue, that sounds like I don't know how to fix that. Quick wire, motor, heavy modular frames. Okay. Yeah, only one crash today, otherwise I've been pretty good. I slashed a splitter during an autosave and it threw a memory exception. I slashed at a spitter. Oh, is that what happened when the thing happened? Oh, we're even getting a little bit of overflow of rubber there now. That's good. That's a good sign. Computers. Here's the computers we need. Heavy modular frames. Oops. There's those. Quick wire. Okay, so it's only the rubber we need now. Cool, so I should be able to finally finish all these. More fuel generators than I need. But I'd rather have too many than not enough so that we are not backed up on things. But Jimmy, see right now we're interacting with a smelter or killing a spitter can crash the game. Interacting with a smelter or killing a spitter. Spitters are the guys that breathe fire, right? Because I did kill a couple of those. I will say a number of the critters, whatever, were just standing there for me. So I had to, you know, I was walking up just killing them while they did nothing. This is the bad floor. I'm not getting fuel here. I need to figure out why that's happening after we make the last of the fuel generators, which is, I think, on this next floor. The floor, yeah, let's make the rest of these guys. Okay, you didn't have the issue today and you were killing spitters. Okay, you're hunting a spitter now to see. Okay, they are the fire breathers. Okay. There. They're supposed to have fixed the crashes from killing them and the monsters freezing up, but they seem to have made both issues worse. Well, it doesn't sound like it's consistent for everybody because I have not experienced that at all. So I don't know. Unless my crash was from one of those things and I just didn't notice those things happening, which I guess is certainly possible. Okay, so those guys are going. All right. See if I have enough rubber over here yet. See, a lot of blenders are still yellow, which is probably because they're not getting enough heavy oil residue, so I have to figure that out. But let me go, before I work on that, let me go make the last of the fuel generators with rubber, 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 flubber. Oh, I'm full on inventory. Let me throw something in here, because if I get one more stack, we actually will have exactly what we need. Well, a little extra, but... And I can plug this back in, so this can supplement the rubber in our builds. Beautiful. All right, we can finally finish that. There we go. Now rubber can start flowing where it needs to go in our base. You did see there was a tiny patch earlier. Was that when I restarted my game, or was that in your game? So I don't know if I noticed that when I restarted my game earlier after the crash. Maybe you just got lucky, Jittery Owl, maybe. After we fix this, I'm gonna go see if I can figure out the holdup on my fuel. I'm hoping it's just a manifold supply issue and not a my flow rates are bad or something. You love seeing some of what I build. Makes the things you build look tiny. You thought you were doing good when your factory hit 6 million square feet, but then you watch one of my videos, you're like, well, oh, is my build that big? I don't know. From the builds I've seen other people do, I don't even know if my build even is that big compared to other crazy people. But it's definitely bigger than builds I've done in the past, so that's... building bigger in this run, that's for sure. Okay. This. And this. And I still have 17 to build. I'm going to build them on the next floor. I don't know that I have... Well, this fuel is actually... They're still running. There's probably backed up in the pipe. I feel like I have a... I feel like the wrong pipes are getting filled with fuel. I think I need to just go back to the drawing board on my pipes, but I'm going to build the rest of these fuel generators, even though they won't be plugged in. Flow guarantees great rates. All right, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about flow from Progressive, but you know, it's good to know that we can count on her. All right, so 16 more. So we'll build 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which should leave 8 for this other side. You're trying an apple, pear, and kiwi smoothie with cucumber. Seems nice so far. Nice. All right, so we go in here. That should be lined up. Is that correct? That looks good. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, we now have all the generators for if we were using all 600 of our oil for fuel generators. However, we have some of that fuel going down into recycled plastic and rubber, and I don't think all my fuel is flowing where it needs to go. So Did I use my name my own price scanner tool? No, I didn't. My factory looks satisfactory. Great. There's been reported bugs right now about machines that produce items and output water, producing more water than what the machine actually says it produced, so it's been bogging down people's aluminum productions. Well, I don't actually have aluminum going yet. Well, not a permanent one, but maybe that is affecting my temporary aluminum production. All right, let me go check. Okay, all these guys are running green. That is my earlier build. That's using up the extra fuel from my first fuel build, which is somewhere. Let me, yeah, that's this right here. So this guy looks like it's, okay, that's the polymer resin. Polymer resin. So this guy is not running at 100%. Is that because he's not getting enough crude oil? Why are you idle? Or is something backed up? I think something might be backed up. It's not polymer resin. It must be heavy. Okay, so my heavy oil residue is backed up. And that is because of these guys not running at 100%. And that is an issue, so... heavy oil residue. Which could also be the fuel is backing up. Starting to wonder if they disabled spitter spawns. You can't find any. You haven't found anything but hatchers. You just got back to building steel, so you haven't hit aluminum yet to see if it affects you, though. You just figured out yesterday you can swap water pipes to noodle mode, and it changed your life. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been going through the pipe. Different pipe modes are huge. I feel like I'm having a little bit of flow rate issue, and I feel like it's because some of these guys are backing up. Let me go see if all three of these pipes are full of fuel. You're full, and you're flowing pretty well. You're full, and you're flowing at max rate. You are not full, and that's okay. This is the one that's not. This is the one that's supposed to be not full. Is that right? No, this one should be full. This first one is the one... Crap. You know what? I have a feeling I plugged the wrong... fuel pipes into the wrong... Well, let me go see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I plugged the wrong fuel pipes into the wrong things. This pipe here on the left... This should be the one that goes to the very top. No, that is right. That is the one that should have the least amount of fuel in it. The middle one is flowing 600 a minute. And that's the one going to the side here. What's your flow rate? 600 a minute. Okay. Looking pretty good. Is that split anywhere here? This is the one that splits 3 ways. So these guys are running well. Okay, so these guys are running. It's this pipe right here. This pipe right here. So this is the bottom one. This guy is not getting fuel. Why are you not getting fuel? This is the one that's coming from across the other side. Let's go check over here. Why are you not getting fuel? It's the top guy. There should be 6 of these guys all creating fuel. You're running at 46%. I think that they might not be getting enough heavy oil residue here. Yeah, heavy oil residue is not getting to these guys. Okay, alright, let's check. Some of my heavy oil residue is backed up, so... let's check the input of heavy oil residue and figure out why. This guy here. We're using it all up, which means we're not producing it fast enough, which means why are we not producing it fast enough? It's this whole row here. You're 100%. You're 100%. Ah, I found the problem. I found it. I found it, everybody. I found it. No outputs. That's also why our polymer resin is slow. I knew it. There's always one thing I forget. I plugged in the outputs for everything except this other side. All right, we found the problem. Well, there's a problem right there. You should be running at 100%, right? Yes. Okay, we did it. All right, that should probably be the last thing that stops this from running at the peak efficiency it's supposed to. I probably could have just looked and seen a bunch of yellow lights and known what was going on, but... all right, we found it. So that should make these things slowly all turn to green as we get the amount of fuel stuff it's supposed to. And I'm gonna guess this guy's yellow because the fuel is backed up. Is this fuel line full? Yeah, this fuel line's full. So let's go see if there's anything else stopping this production down here. These guys are running 100%. These guys are running 50% because the plastic output is backed up and they're not getting enough rubber. I think we need to inject more rubber into... Do I need to inject more rubber in that? Because the plastic... These all have plenty of plastic. Oh, I didn't plug these guys in! What? Wait, why do you have power? No power. Jesus, what did I do? What did I do? Oh my god, I just didn't plug these guys in somehow. This is plugged into something. Every single... These all guys over here are not plugged in, aren't they? Jeez. I don't know what I plugged. Random little things messing me up here. There. Is that powered now? That is powered. Okay. Well, that would be an issue. No wonder I wasn't making enough rubber. That. And then one more. Hopefully this is the last thing. I said that last thing was the last thing. This will hopefully be the actual last thing. Okay. No wonder our plastic was backed up. Your factory debug checklist. Inputs, outputs, power, then check to make sure recipes are set and at the right clock speed. Yeah. Well, I haven't over or underclocked any of this build except at the source, so... I see green lights. These are yellow lights, but they should be green as things go. Let me check my outputs. See rubber coming out. Plastic is backed up. So let's go sink the extra plastic and rubber. That's the other thing we need to do. I did need to do that, and I hadn't done that yet. This is completely backed up, yeah. So... I'll need to figure out the amounts if one sink is going to be enough for all these. I actually have this set up. I've done this in the past. Special awesome sink. Like right here. Output is the... Which one is the output? This one right here. Yes. Okay. And I have to power you. Alright, so that stuff should start flowing. Mark 4 belt there, because I need this to not stop at all. We keep saying the last thing. If we keep saying that, eventually it will be the correct. That's right. All right, so there's the plastic. Hopefully that means we don't have any more backup over here. Let's upgrade this then to entirely Mark IV belt here. Because I am just not using plastic anywhere else, I think. Or at least not using it up quick enough to compare to the rubber. There we go, it's running at full rate. Okay. Good, and we shouldn't have any overflow of rubber for a long time because our rubber has been not enough for a while. Okay. Right, well, we got plastic for days. Hopefully, eventually our rubber will catch up. Because, yeah, currently it's all still flowing to our other factory over there. Oh, and this is, why is this slowed down? What is slowing you down? I have a slow belt somewhere. Is this a Mark 1? Yes, that is a Mark 1. I wonder. Okay, how's the rest of that look? There we go. Well, that's better. Okay. Hopefully we fixed all our bottlenecks. Hopefully. That's flowing better. Make sure that guy's a Mark III or whatever. You're a Mark III? Okay, good. Okay. Let's check. Any yellow lights around here? Green lights, green lights. Check for all the green lights. Green lights down here. Green lights over here. That's good. So this is plastic and rubber. Those are all green lights. That's what I want to see. Let's go up to the next floor. Check for green lights. I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to need Mark V belts, which is good because I'm almost to that point to have Mark V belts. Let's see what we're doing up here. I see green lights. I see green light. Oh, a couple yellow. You just backed up. 54%. I'm going to say heavy oil is still spinning up here, I think. Oh, wait, no. Heavy oil is backed up on this side. Is that what it is? Heavy oil backed up? Because fuel is backed up? Uh-oh. Is it a water thing again? Please don't tell me it's another water issue. How do I keep having water issues? How is my water an issue? Why is it always water, man? Yeah, the water is just not quite in here. Getting in here quickly enough. You've met a few Mark 1s and Mark 2s, but never seen a Mark 3. Lol. Okay. Okay, I think the last thing I need to figure out is water. There is something going on with the water. First things first, let me check that all these guys are working correctly. You're full. You're running at 600 a minute. You're basically full. You're running at 600 a minute. You are full. 600 a minute. So the water's coming in. It's the distribution of it that somehow gets all off. Alright, so you guys doing okay on water? Yes. You guys are fine on water. It's further down the line that something happens with the water. Is there enough pressure in the pipes? How would I know that? Do I need to raise my static pressure higher? It's coming out here and it's going down to here. Do you think that might be the issue? Sometimes pipe networks with high flow rates might not like being connected. Maybe that's the issue. How much water are we flowing here? It's 100 times... It is 1,600 water a minute. And the way I was doing that was 600 at the beginning, then I put a valve and did another 600, then a valve and another. I feel like maybe I need to separate my pipelines. Maybe instead of... Because what, this is 600 a minute? So maybe if I just had this plugged into 6 and then the next 6 plugged in, not even plug in the pipes. I took out the valves already, actually. I did take out the valves. Where's the first yellow light I'm seeing on these guys? It's right here. Is it because of water? It's because of water. I'm thinking... Let me see how I did my water pumps. Did I do it? Did I do an even 600 per thing here? Let me check that. 120, 240, 360, 480, 600. So I'm pretty sure I did an even 600 for each one of those. So I should probably just disconnect the pipes so it's not 600 pipe that leads to another that's 600. I feel like maybe that's messing things up. Yeah, I think it's separating them might fix it because some of the water is just flowing past the blenders for some reason. There's still one more valve. Alright. Let's make it... I'm not sure why I felt like I had to connect the whole pipeline. I think it's because I had one pipe underneath and felt like I needed to use that one pipe. But what I could do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After the 6th one, which is this guy, I just disconnect the pipe. I think I'm already injecting... where am I injecting? I am injecting right there. So if I disconnected this pipe right here, that way, then the next, after the next 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? There's 4 more after that? Yes. And then we inject right here. There's the valve, by the way. Maybe this valve is throwing it off, but I'm just going to disconnect this. Come on. So now this pipe, now the water can't flow past them. It's literally impossible for the flow past. I have a feeling it had to do with the valves. But now let's see how much water we got in here. 600 minutes. This should actually be like 400 something a minute, but let's see if this will start fixing it. I see all green lights. I see all green lights. Let me check if any of them turn yellow. I feel like that might just fix it. I don't know why I felt the need to connect the entire pipeline. It's just better to supply 600 to 6 things that each use 100 apiece rather than 600 to 6 and then have overflow to go to the next. I shouldn't have done that. This guy turned yellow. It's probably because it's got to... No, I don't want to have... Let me remove this thing. I'm going to actually completely redo this pipe here, so it's just directly connected pipe, no... whatchamacallit? Whatever that thing's called, the junction or whatever. Probably shouldn't matter, but I just want to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so where's it coming in from there? 1, 2, 1, 2. There. All right. Basically 600 a minute. Just a little under. If it's a little under, that's not good. Hopefully it'll get up to the 600 a minute. Okay, and then that pipe. Let me follow the pipe. Go into 2, 1, 2. 3, 4. 5, 6. And then I'm going to also disconnect this junction, or are these guys running well? Let's see if any of these turn yellow. These guys are looking green. It looks like it's just that middle. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more green than I was seeing before. Just to be sure, I'm going to do what I just did with the last one with here, just so I don't have a junction or something causing weird funkiness. And hopefully this will be the last thing. How many times have I said that? 20,000, that's how many times. Okay. That is injected, I believe, right there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. There. Okay, there we go. Let's take a look. I'll recover these back up after I check these out for a bit. So these first 6 have been running pretty well for a while, I think. The only thing that should slow them down is fuel backing up. And it doesn't look like that's happening. Let me actually check this. Yeah, that's all getting dumped out. That's perfect. All getting dumped out of the pipe. Good. So the first 6 are green. Next 6 are yellow, but turning green pretty quickly. So I think supplying 4. I'm going to check one last thing. I'm going to cover these up because I think I'm good. I'm just going to check the pump supplying water for the thing that needs 400 a minute, because I think I overclocked it just slightly to give a little extra than that. So let me go check that real fast. And then maybe we can actually start on a real aluminum build, maybe actually. That's full. That looks good. So it's these 4 guys. 120. 240, 360, 480. So yeah, we're doing like 80 water a minute extra. I think maybe it's all running now. Is the second one? Okay, well, let's go check the second one. Let's go make sure we're pumping enough water in the second one. Because it should be 600 a minute. So let's make sure I didn't screw that one up. So the second one should be this guy. All right, what's your flow rate? It's definitely not 600 a minute right now, but it is full. Okay, what do we got here? Could be an issue with how long our pipe is. That could be a thing. All right, so we got 120. 240, 360. Wait a second. Is that all in pumping? 360? Is that a problem right there? Holy crap, I think we found the problem. We are actually not pumping 600 water a minute into here. Okay. You told me. You did tell me. All right. Let's fix that. So 360, I need 2 more water extractors, right? 360 plus 240 is 600. Alright, let's fix that. Just need to get fit 2 more in here somewhere. There was space in here somewhere I saw. There we go. 1. God, these things are huge. Anyway, I can fit it in sideways. Giggity, that's what she said. Trying to be efficient because I want. There's so much water I'm extracting here. I'd like to get fit as many in the space I have as possible. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back this way a little bit. That's probably about the best we can do right there. All right, 600 a minute. So let's plug those guys into here. That. I'll have these goes right through each other. I really don't care about that. There. Make this a Mark II thing. And then plug those guys in. There. There. You don't know who she is, but the things she said are very lewd and rude. She needs a talking to from her mother. Alright. Alright, let's see. With those going, do we have 600 a minute going here? Let's see if this spins up to 600 a minute. There we go. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. Well, it looks spaghetti is how it looks, but it's doing what I want it to do. So let's go check if that last middle one is now got the 600 minute flowing through. It's up on the second floor, which is where my packaged fuel is, since I need some more of that anyway. It was a rude joke, and so every time you say that's what she said, you're making a rude sexual innuendo, is kind of the point of it. This and this. Okay, so what do we got over here? These middle guys. There's the middle dudes that were yellow. Alright, that's looking better. That is looking like that is fixing our issue. I think this is the middle one. Alright, it's kind of going up and down for the flow rate, so I think this will eventually 600 a minute. This is slowly going up, so that should, I think, be right. Okay. Okay. Hopefully... What's our power look like? After messing with that for a while, our power should have shot up because all the fuel generators that can be running should be close to running. That's what I'm talking about. I wanted to see this gray line way above the blue line. Maxed out at 21,000, almost 22,000 megawatts. I think that's what I've been looking for. You can tell my battery was covering us for, well, I don't know. Is the battery 100%? It is 100%. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, I think that's it. I think we did it. See a bunch of green lights, a couple yellow coming on and off, probably because of things backing up. These guys are actually now backing up. This polymer resin, I feel like shouldn't back up as long as we are recycling our plastic and rubber. Let me go check one last thing. Polymer resin, let's make sure it's not backing up for any reason. Water on this guy now, what? Oh, Jesus. It's frickin' water. My biggest problem, apart from missing a couple things to plug in, has been frickin' water, man. It's always water, man. I swear. Alright, how much water is this supposed to have? 40 and 20. So it's 60 times 4. 240 water a minute, which is 2 pumps. I feel like I did plug in 2 pumps. Did I only plug in 1 overclocked pump? You know what? I think I did the math wrong on that. I think I thought it was 160 because I think they were all 20s. Okay. This is a quick fix though. Let's I don't want to do this. Do that. That. Let's go to noodle mode. And we have used every power line there. And then this guy I can now underclock, or normal clock. Did I say 240 or 260? 240, which is exactly 2 of these guys, so. I guess just to be safe, I can like have it slightly overclocked to 130. And that'll do 10 more extra water than we need. Let's check the flow rate in here. Should be above 240. Okay. Are we now done? Well, this is why I keep checking though. Might be annoying that I keep checking these things over and over, but this was such a big build, I just had to make sure there wasn't something I missed. So, there we go. 41%. Okay, this is going to slowly spin up to 100%, I think. I think the ones before it have to completely fill up with water first. Yeah, you're still filling up. Let me make sure I did the math right one last time. This is 40, 40. So 80, 120, 160, 180, 200, 220, 240, and I'm pumping 250 a minute up here. So this should, again, it's manifold design. This should fix that. Okay, have I checked everything else here? Why are you guys yellow? Probably because you're not getting enough rubber. And you're not getting enough plastic. Okay. I'm not sure if these are meant to run at 100%. Are these meant to run at 100%? This is recycled rubber. This is basically turning fuel plus whatever plastic and rubber we make into more. Maybe the ones down further on the line will be running at 100%. With your fuel setup, you just sink excess polymer resin? You need to trust me, I really don't want to make a joke from a mess. Okay. I don't actually know how much we're going to be making here. We make... Let me do the numbers on this plastic rubber thing. So each one of these recycled plastic makes 60 a minute. 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 of those. 60 times 5. So we'll eventually be making 300 plastic a minute. These guys use 30 times 5, 150 a minute. So I think this will eventually actually make 300 plastic a minute, 300 rubber a minute. It's just going to take a really long time for it to fully spin up. And I think I want to help this out by filling all of the rubber things with plastic and all the plastic things with rubber. There's 5 of them total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 stack for me. I don't think we're getting any rubber excess yet. No, that's being used as soon as we make it. But so let's jump start the plastic production. Which is this one over here. The rubber production by throwing plastic at each of these guys. Because this is a closed loop here. We're only injecting fuel to create extra plastic and rubber. So if I can do the same... So now that these are... But the way this works is that half of the output of these guys is supplying those guys, and half of the output of that guy is supplying those guys. The other half is pure profit. Pure profit. So once this gets fully spun up, we will be making 300 plastic. 60... Yes, 60. 60 times 5. We will be making 300 a minute when it's fully spun up. So, and if these guys are running at 100%, which they are working their way towards that, it's just the water that needs to catch up, then this will be 20 times 4, 80. That should be 380 rubber per minute. We should finally be producing more rubber a minute than we are consuming, which is one of the goals I wanted with this build. Plastic, we're consuming none, except for what's going into the awesome sink. 20 times 4 is also, what is it, 80? Is it the same amount? Yeah. So it should be 380 on both of these guys. Okay. So the left side over here, these should all be green, and these are a couple yellow because we're not creating enough rubber. But if I help it out, I can help jumpstart this a little bit too. Alright, this will eventually go at full tilt. Alright, let me see if my power is seeming steady, because if so, we have about 40 minutes. Maybe we can start a plan. Yeah, power's looking pretty steady up at the 23,000 mark. Start on a plan for where do we want to do our aluminum, bauxite, whatever refining. We have power for days now. We have power for days. Take all this stuff. And we're sinking any excess plastic, which that's where most of it's going because we're just all backed up. But that rubber, oh, that looks so much better. I was having such a problem with rubber for the longest time. A weird sentence to say. Okay, so if I wanted to, let's see, get more bauxite. I got the normal and a pure over there. So I want to set up an aluminum refining station. We got bauxite here, here, and here. So the center place is around kind of just south of where I am. If I want to refine that somewhere over there. Do I need water for refining bauxite? I think I do, so maybe I can use that water. If it were bauxite ore, if I were bauxite ore, where would I hide? Well, I know exactly where it's hiding. So let's look at the different. Now that we've unlocked some more. Speaking of unlocking more things here, aluminum scrap. Is this the one that's the coke? Okay, I don't care about that one. Coated cable uses that heavy oil residue, and that's weird. Let's go with that. I guess that could be something I could use my plastic on. Potentially, since I'm kind of worried about not using my plastic up enough. It was an actual question, no thought to make a stupid joke from your side. What? I don't know what you're talking about, Iden. I just don't actually understand what you're referring to there. I have no idea to what you're referring. So I could make, if I need water, I could use that pool. Basically, the Crater Lakes, every lake is basically helping me refine a random thing. Although I feel like I'm going to need a lot more space than that. Any larger pool I could use? Maybe I could use this big lake over here for refining. Because I'm not sure how much water I'm going to need. So let's look at... I might need to go pick up materials before I do this, but... Let's start out with just making a... I don't need to make a platform yet. So... Aluminum. Alumina solution. We have 3 different recipes. Bauxite ore plus water. We make 120 a minute. That gives us alumina solution and 5 silica. This guy uses water and just gives us alumina solution, no bauxite. Or no, I'm sorry. No, what is this called? Silica. I feel like I like this one better. Produces it faster. And then we have alumina solution. Because that then becomes aluminum scrap, which we use coal. And we have a side product of water. The side effect of water, I feel like, is the biggest issue because that can cause our liquids to back up. So we'll need to figure out a good solution of water kind of resupplying itself or something. Because we put 10 water in. What is this done? That's in a refinery. And aluminum ingots. And then this is the recipe I want to do here so I don't have to use bauxite in it. So it's less per minute, but I don't have to use, not bauxite, I keep saying bauxite, silica. I think I'm going to use this recipe. So I think what I want to do is 2 refineries. Damn it, I'm out of motors. Okay. We'll get motors, and we'll add our base. We'll figure out what recipes we want to go with. I'm pretty sure I know what recipes I want to use. Do the full refinement, you need 240 water, and the other 120 gets recirculated. Okay. That's going to be the biggest challenge of this build is figure out how to keep the water from backing up and stopping our refining process. Because we'll basically be, I think, creating a surplus of water. Okay, so motors, what else do we need? We've got lots of plastic. I actually do need some rubber. Any rubber over here? Yes, we're finally getting rubber again. Oh, it's a Festivus miracle. Okay. Is that 2 stacks? Yes, it is. All right, so I need motors. Probably some extra concrete too. Okay, some industrial beams. Okay. Anything else? We're a little low on copper wire. I don't know what I'm using this on. Probably random constructor or splitters or something. Okay. Modular frames and in case of or in whatever modular frames. Heavy modular frames, these guys. Okay, so let's figure out the build we want to use, and then we'll figure out where we want to put it. If you limit the flow to 240, it can't get flooded because even when the pipes run full, when it starts running, the water will flow out of the output. The only problem you can see is that you wouldn't want to start it and stop it a lot. Okay. So 2 refineries. First one being sloppy alumina. That sounds so gross. Sloppy alumina. Okay. And then that alumina solution would go into aluminum scrap. And then that aluminum scrap would go into, is it assembler? I think it might be the smelter or whatever. That's the aluminum ingots. The foundry. Aluminum ingots. There it is. No, this is not the one I want. Oh wait, it's just a smelter, isn't it? Yeah, the pure aluminum ingots. Yeah, okay. Doesn't sloppy aluminum not produce silica? Yes, and that's what I want to do. I want to eliminate the silica from the production line. Because one less material, I feel like, will make this easier. Because one thing that I think is slowing down my temporary build over there is we're just never making enough silica. Of course, I didn't do all the ratios correctly. So let's figure out the ratios we're going to want to do. 240 alumina solution a minute. That's a 1-to-1 ratio right there. So that would give me 360 aluminum scrap a minute. 360 divided by 60 is 6. So this would require 6 smelters and would give us 6 times 30, 180 aluminum a minute. I'm going to take a decent amount of coal and water for this. Do we have coal anywhere around? We have this coal. We have a pure coal right there. Oh yeah, we got coal pretty nearby. So the question would be, how much aluminum do we want to make? Because we have 3 bauxite things, 1 pure and 2 normals. So we could have a pretty extensive aluminum refining process going on here. But it's so simple, where's the fun? You know, after that complicated build I just want, simple sounds mwah. Simple is what I want. Where do I want the aluminum to go, I guess is the other question. I want the aluminum to come to my main factory, because I'm going to be using it there to turn it into things like aluminum sheets or crates or whatever they're called and other stuff. So what do I need to automate next would be the next question. Logistics marks 5. This is the next thing we want. So like aluminum, alclad aluminum sheets, which I could manually do this right now. If I need Mark 5 plates, I might actually manually do this. We fill in the things that are just right next to us over here. And Case industrial beams. 1, 2. Okay. Fine, but your Luna build was one of your favorite builds. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yours. I'm going to keep mine simple. Because I think the builds that will be coming up soon are going to be complicated enough for my brain. Okay. How close is this MAM to being done? 37 seconds, okay. So the question I have is, where do I want to set up? How much water am I going to need, I guess, is the real question. $200 bauxite per minute. It's 200 water a minute. So basically the same... No, we can actually overclock a Mark II miner way higher than we can overclock a water extractor, I think. So what did I say? I'd have 180. I'd be able to make 180 a minute. 180 times 3. 540 a minute. I'm thinking we go somewhere about that much, because I think that's what a Mark V belt could barely be able to handle. So if I were to do 540, that's 6 times 3, that's 18 of these. 18 times 60. So I need 1080 aluminum scrap a minute. 1080 divided by 1080 aluminum scrap. 1080 divided by 360. 1080 divided by 360. That's just 3 of these guys. So 3 of these. 3 of these. So it looks like that's 3 per each of these guys. Yeah. So 3 refineries of bauxite. That's what I think I'd like to do. As a starting point, anyway. What am I doing? Yes. Fused quick wire? Oh, that's probably the most useful thing. I don't know that I care about crystal beacons. Maybe that's needed for something, but don't really care that much. Am I using trains for this? I don't think I need trains yet. Sadly, it's still faster for me to just belt it somewhere close by, because the train, if I was getting the bauxite from over here, yes, but we're closer to bauxite than we are to a good amount of iron and copper, which is kind of crazy. Just a product of where we set up our base, I guess. So I'm thinking I want to do that somewhere over here. Let's go scout out that area. Let's go figure out where I want to start this build. I could actually completely deconstruct all that coal power now, too. We have so much power, I can... That coal power is probably obsolete by now. Use quick wire is a good recipe. Nice. We're not going to finish this build today, but I think I want to map and plan it out. So, is this water here? I'm going to need a decent chunk of water. I have a feeling there's not much water up here by where the actual bauxite is. How many water extractors could I fit in here? I could fit one in here. I can. I could probably fit a good 3, 4, 5, 6. I could probably make this work. And this is pretty centralized to this bauxite, this bauxite, this bauxite. So let's do that. This is my main... I can kind of feed that directly. This is really... I like the placement of this. This is really convenient for how close it is to my factory. So if I kind of go up here, kind of build it above the tree line here, so I can get access to the water and pump it up like I always do. So yeah, let's do that. Let's put this on the global grid. So I'd have like a ramp to get up here. Something like that. What's happening? Go there. There we go. And maybe one more here. And this. How much space do we have without overlapping any trees? Looks pretty good. Complexity in this game blows your mind. Yeah, this game is awesome, but very complex. That is very true. If that's the water, if I pumped it out this way and planned to have the say the water, whatchamacallit here, just to make sure we have plenty of static pressure. The fluid buffer, say it'd be right here. Did I just build two of those? Wow. Oh, I built them on top of each other. I didn't know I could do that. Whoopsie. Come on, where's the center? There it is. So it'll be something like that. So we would need water for 3 refineries. 3 refineries for the actual raw bauxite. We want the bauxite to go directly. I think it's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio on this, actually, which will make it even more simple, which I am happy about. So it'll be something like... yeah, something like this. That guy there. This would be... is that going off the edge? No, we're good. This would be... not this one. Sloppy alumina. You can, but it doesn't connect. What are you talking about, Vega? Okay, so that would give me 240 a minute alumina solution, which then I would want to go almost directly into the aluminum scrap. This, yes. Oh, stacking tanks. Okay, they don't connect. Yeah, you could probably make them connect if you want to, but why do that when you just make the bigger one? Okay, so that would be alumina solution going directly from there to there. So that lines up well. 240 a minute. So that'd be like that. And then we'd need to insert coal from somewhere. There's no other output, so we would just need... how would I do this? I think this would be a little bit better if I do another half pipe thing. Although, yeah, I think this would work. Yeah, and that could bring... I could go have the piping come down. Is that going to look... that might look funny, actually. I don't know if that'll look good. I bring this guy back to be sitting on this thing. Would this look good or would this look ridiculous? I feel like this might look ridiculous. This. Actually, that's not too bad. I kind of like that, honestly. That'll let me run coal through the middle in here. Coal through the middle of here to put... yeah, I think I like this. Okay, so we're going to do... so this is going to be 3 refineries on these guys. Okay. The pipes have no problem relaying the pressure. And even with the big ones, you usually don't have that much variation in flow. Nice. You're gonna head out in it, all right? Have a good night, my friend. Back from a break, started working on a new idea for a ship. You are an endless supply of ideas. You are the Mozart of viewership creation. Mozart had never-ending melodies in his head. You have never-ending FTL ship ideas. It's crazy. And there we go. So that should be good. And then these guys. Do that. And that. That's good, except that it's not lined up. And what's the flow rate on this? It's 240 a minute. I only need to mark one pipe. And there should be no issue with static pressure with these guys because it's just going straight across there, I think. There. There. To there. Okay. And then I'll need one of these guys to make this work. Can I just do this, like... Maybe I could just do this way. Would that let me place the invisible thing I want? Ah, much better. Although it's halfway through, so that was almost good. If I do that right here, will that work? Okay, catwalk, come on. There. Do what I want you to do, please. Oh, I saw it. It was there. It was there. Perfect. And this will allow me to place... splitters in between here for the coal. Alright, that's the final man thing. So it'd be... Bam, 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 bam. Splitter going some direction. I'm not sure which yet. Why is that not showing even with both? Wait, why do I need a splitter? I don't need a splitter. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, we do. And then I wouldn't even need a splitter there. We'd go something like 1, 2. Come. Okay, fine. Where are you? 1, 2. There. I'm not gonna go. Ugh. Oh. What is this making? A bit of a teaser for the ship. Took you a bit to make. Okay. Whatever that is, it looks cool. Looks like a rail or something. I don't know. Does this game allow you to copy and paste buildings? No. What they did add is the ability to copy and paste. Control-C. What's already being made. But there isn't a copy and paste for... Like, I can't copy this building and start placing a bunch of the same. I have to actually place the building and then copy and paste the recipe. It would be nice if you could copy the building itself. But that is not in the game yet. I don't know if they will have that in the game or not. Teasers, it gives an idea or two of the theme that it might have. Okay, nice. So these guys will be creating from bauxite and water the alumina solution. The alumina solution plus coal will give us the scrap and water. So let's figure out the water. Because 200 water a minute. These create 120 water a minute. So we need 80 extra water a minute once this thing's running. How do I make it so that this water never overflows? This water needs to never back up. Because if this water backs up and this water has nowhere to flow, I think that will stop our aluminum scrap from being made. So how do I set a piping system? Like, you calculate how much water it needs in total. Well, I'm kind of doing this one, like I can have a separate pump for each one. It's like this, to start it up, I'm gonna need 200 water a minute. This creates 120, so we can loop that back in. So that means we actually only need 80 a minute once we do our first thing, right? So does that mean if I just pump 80 water per minute in, I can make that work? Set the valve to that 80 a minute? That's what I was thinking. I just hope that actually works. Let me do that. Do I want to do 3 different ones? Is that going to be the easiest way? Have them all separate so I'm not combining a bunch of water things? I think that is what I want to do. I'll have these guys all line up. Whoops. All right, we're gonna just start this build, but we're not gonna get very far with it, and that's okay. This is gonna be awkward because it's not gonna be super lined up. Am I okay with that? You know what? I think I'm gonna line it up with the very middle of it. I think that's gonna look better. Even though the piping's gonna look awkward, it'll make these guys look better and lined up. So that, and that. If I can get the water part figured out, that will actually be the easiest part of the build, I think. So these only need Mark 1 things. So it'd be like that. Like that. Do I want to inject the overflow water before or after the buffer? Where should I inject the water, do you think, Vega? You'd combine it all because when it isn't doing anything, the pumps fill the pipes up, but when it starts running, the machines will start to drain the pipes. And thanks to the valve constricting the pump output, they're unable to fill the pipes anywhere. You think I should connect them all, huh? You think don't use a buffer? Really? Build it all flat? Okay, alright. So I'd pump it up to a flat place, don't use a buffer, pump it up to the same level as all these guys, is what you're telling me? I'm trusting you on the liquid stuff, because the fluid stuff always makes my brain hurt. And you think I should actually connect all the water? I don't know, man. Connecting sounds dangerous to me. You don't pump the excess up. Don't pump it, huh? Just let it build up. I think I need to do these well, it'll be exactly 600 water a minute. So I could. This does need bauxite. It's my issue with doing this flat. I think I could raise this all up a space. All right, I'm just gonna keep rebuilding and redoing things. So I need to actually get the bauxite into here. Okay, so what I want to do is this. Let's go up to here. 1, 2. This will let me fit splitters in between here. Do that with each of these guys. 1, 2. And 1, 2. We put this on here. Junction guy here. And here. And here. And that'll be 600 a minute that can go through there. Junctions don't have a flow rate, right? I don't have to worry about this junction gating us, right? Because 80 a minute. How am I going to bring this back? This one's not straight, damn it. One, two. There. So how am I going to bring this back? The output of these guys needs to go back and around. It's 120 times 3 a minute. So that would be Mark 1. One, 2. Into, let's do Mark 2. This. This. Mark 1. So this would be bringing back 360 a minute. Which 360 a minute would be 360, 600 minus 360. So I need to pump 240 a minute up to this. And that's what I think. Oh, that's not lined up. That's what I need to valve up here, I think. So how do I make that work? I'm going to bring this around. One, 2. There. One, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So this comes back in here. It was 80, but we're doing this 3 times, Vega. We're doing it 3 times. So it's 80 times 3. That's why I wanted to do each one separately, but you said I should combine them all. So if I combine them all, it'd be 80 times 3, which is 240. Right? Is that what I said? Yeah, 240. So if this is all coming in, how did I not line this up? How am I messing this up so much? Oh, because this is not lined up perfectly. That's why. It's actually right here. It's there. Is that straight? Oh, that's not straight. Goodness. My brain is fried from 6 hours of this. Oh, God. It's there. There. I'm trying to figure out where I would put the valve to make this work. Because I need it to prioritize this stuff coming in. Do I put the valve like right here? Do I need to put it on this pipeline? Do I have it come in from the other side? How do I valve this in a way that it will prioritize this stuff coming back in? Deer plus car equals bad. Very true. You put it right at the input of the loop. You don't think the placement should matter. Okay. All right. Well, if it's going to come in from here, let's use like a wall thing because we'll pump it up to here, which will be fine. Come on, where are my pipes? Okay, pipe hole. This guy. What level are you at? I think you are there. So I do that and I put a valve here. And I set this to 80 times 3, which is 240. Although last time I did valves and the other thing, I was a little afraid it didn't work very well, but you'd put it opposite of the place where it gets recirculated. I don't exactly know what you mean. It comes, this is the water that's coming out, it gets recirculated. Right here. Do you mean like right at this junction? It says, I mean, it's kind of the same right here, although you don't think it really matters? Okay, I'll leave it there and hope that's good. I'm kind of thinking that about this whole thing, is hoping it's good. So I'll set up the pumps. I think that's going to be the last thing we're going to be able to do, because I'm going to have to get bauxite mining and coal mining and everything else. So if we get the water set up, I kind of... This will fill the entire system with water. What do you think of putting a valve right here so that this water never gets put into this? Like... I kind of don't want this water to fill up this pipe. You think this will mess anything up if I put a valve here? I want this... I mean, it may maybe not matter, but I think I like this to make sure that this does not fill this pipe up. Loop filling up isn't an issue. All right, well, I'm going to leave that. I'm afraid of that will be an issue, but... Okay. Okay. Alright, so 240 is, I think, exactly 2 water extractors, actually. So let's be as efficient with our space as we can here. Which is somewhere about right there. This. Yeah, let's do it that way. Oh wow, I can get that almost up on the beach here. there. And single pump Mark II should be plenty for that. I don't even know if we need the pump. Wait, did you say don't pump from this, right? You said don't pump from this, didn't you? And that screws everything up when I do that. You said I shouldn't pump from this, right? Will this be able to get up there without a pump? Reason isn't an issue is because the scrap production can fill its internal buffer at the same time. The aluminum production starts running, pulling water. However, because the pumps alone don't supply enough water, it will pull from the output. I do pump up for the pipes. Okay. I thought you said something about not pumping from somewhere, but okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a power line here, but I'm not actually going to connect it to everything yet. I mean, I will connect it to these guys, but I don't want to pump water until everything else is set. So I definitely need to lift. Yeah, I thought I did, but for some reason I thought maybe there was a way that the water could fill up there, and I don't want to create extra pressure. I don't want to... The flow rate valve will hopefully take care of everything. Okay, so where do I want to set up power for this? Probably along the wall over here. So let's do... something like this. All right, and then I'm going to bring that over to here, somewhere around right there. This and this I am going to connect immediately to my power grid somewhere over this direction. And then we're going to call that a day. I'm going to park my body over here because I know I'm going to need... Actually, I have power right over here. I know I'm going to need more time on this build because we need to get coal, we need to bring the bauxite, we need to get a whole bunch of constructors, I think they're called. Remember the days before flow direction valves? Those were dark days. Well, I'll tell you, a couple of the valves today that I've been placing felt like they busted my build a bit, but yeah, they do seem useful. Feature updates to this game, do they keep adding more and more things you can build, create? They have previously, DEF CON, but for this last update, they said something about they're changing the way they're releasing updates after this most current one. The one they just released a month or less ago. Because they're trying to push towards actually finishing the build. So, yeah, we need bauxite. We have water set up. We'll need to get the coal for this. And then after this, we'll need a whole bunch of constructors. So, he said that I shouldn't pump from the water output of the scrap production. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, for sure I don't need to pump that. All right, my friends. Well, that is going to do it for me. I'm going to do a quick save right here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We got some good stuff done. We got our amazing fuel power upgrade going. Let's just, for a final look, see how much power we're producing and hope it's staying high. Yeah, it's kind of going up and down, but around 20, topping at around 23,000 megawatts of power. And hopefully our plastic and rubber production is mainly rubber production is looking good. I see lots of green lights over there. They're green lights, I'm happy. I might have to go check next time to see if the fuel is actually flowing to all of my generators. You re-uploaded the modded FTL ship again. You also added some extra info in the text file in the preview. Made sure it's up for at least 6 days this time. Okay, great. I will probably be able to download that tomorrow, Spirit Warrior. You take the recirculation valve out. All right, fine. This is the last thing we'll do. You don't want me to have this valve in here. Fine, I'll take that out. All right, so we should be good to go. I'm going to replace this because I just worry about valve and pump replacement screwing things up. So we're going to call it a day there. We'll play again next Tuesday, which we will work on our aluminum refining to have a permanent, real permanent be able to have a bunch of alumina over there. Aluminum I can use for stuff if I need to. And then after that, we'll be working on actually getting the rest of these tech tree things unlocked and maybe get to cool stuff like nuclear power and all that kind of stuff. So again, I hope you all had a good time. And thank you for all the follows. Skelly, Mace, I missed a couple people. Appreciate those follows. If there is anybody new to the stream, if you had fun, hope you hit the follow. Tomorrow we'll play V Rising. I'm probably going to do a shorter stream tomorrow because I have a lot of online training I have to do for my scuba diving course this weekend. So I might have to end early to finish that stuff tomorrow. But we'll be back with next week with, of course, FTL and more Satisfactory on Tuesday and all that stuff. So it's always my pleasure to stream and hang out with you wonderful folks. Hope you had a good time. Can never thank you all enough for support. Bits, follow, subs, give the subs, lurking, hanging out, telling me how fluid mechanic works, sending me ships, all that awesome stuff. So until next time, peace out, happy gaming. Enjoy this sea shanty, and I will see you all tomorrow or whenever. Y'all have a great night. Later, my friends.